here's a selection of poems, Part 1, the redo version, to be read June 22nd, 2013, at PDG Gallery. Ode to Horace Mann, and here's his quote: "Be ashamed to die until you've won some victory for humanity. Be aware that energy is life, save some for your kids. Be afraid that our minds are bent by news, not books. Be awed by the healing power of the simple purple coneflower. Be awake before the bombs drop, before the money rules. Be agile, live in a town that walks and bikes to work and play. Be amused by ants and birds, goats and potato fields, lilacs and sycamores. Be angry only long enough to solve the problem, then move on. Be ashamed to die until you've won some victory for humanity." Cannery Row Ho Ho. There's a hippie girl in my class who wears mouse cap, dates a long-haired boy, and wrote a kick-ass environmental piece. You'd like to poke through every long-leafed elephant ear on campus, stroking nature, this beautiful subplot, with hoe, adze, awl, or clipper, chopping down in order to raise back up, involved with earth, as is intended. Some say a new time has come, white buffalo and all. Consequences outnumber rewards at a 20-to-1 clip, as Mongolians suffer from bad air and China's expanding desert, even though they've done their part to live in a preservationist way. But global means brutal these days. Global trade equals wage slave, global warming equals no food, global war equals death for the multitudes, profit for the stinking rich few. Love abounds in campus towns, while repo men reap millions, and songbirds still find seeds around as legs spread out the leaves. Our new man is African, and that's so fine with me, and babies laugh and mothers smile here in the land of the free. So what that free means money instead of love and food? When no one has a dime to spare, friendship will lift our mood. Or will there be the occasional hijacked truck or plane? Who cares as long as we can load up the kids, drive south to live in a genuine, warm, Steinbeck decorated pipe that used to be a drain. Status Quo. It's an old one, written in Rochester, New York. For now the streets are cluttered, the poor kill off the poor, but this won't last forever if the quo keeps getting worse. Guns for sale in neighborhoods where crime is the only living, quarts and vials and bullets, take without ever giving. Innocent bystanders are the ones to blame. Standing by in times like these leaves everything the same. The quo goes, living standards will be on the decline, while multinational barons continue their money climb. No chums around a fireplace when you can't pay the bills, while money man is traveling in search of bigger thrills. Sooner rather than later, the poor will raise their farms, replacing all the suited men without a need to harm. The system as we know it is fading thanks to this. The greedy haven't realized their life ain't worth a piss. The ticking clock inside the bomb has passed the witching hour. There is little hope for most, so when will freedom flower? It will when people with the time turn to lend a hand. It will when greedy governors give back a hunk of land. The quo has made it possible for us to live like rats. To them your life means nothing. You could end up a stat. As the status quo gets worse, violence rules the day. We'd better help each other now. Let us pray. Magnets, Sonnet 1. We sweat together like delicate chocolate. The comfortable wrap of ancient money fails to freshen a purple iris. Would summer boil a luscious petal language? Only in Peru. We conglomerate with threads, forgetting friends. The furniture designer conspired with unknown budding chiropractors. Does singing interrupt suburban plight? only in Italy. Let my moment whisper through raw heaves. The guard allows no images of love beyond revolving doors, demented. Would Sittler score in time to save our fate? Only in Toronto. We conspire against the grind, inspiring unseen art. The Joker, who still wears hats all year round, inspires another line. No hate. Does smelling take the place like food of touch? Only in Peru. We sweat together like delicate chocolate. Would summer boil a luscious petal language? Pink Chong. Brave children, you don't know your starvation reflects unequal distribution of wealth. You don't have the strength to wonder how much your brothers have, but now you have the town TV. Brave parents, you know how much we have. Your experience says the sardine boat trip is worth the risk. Enslaved, but in the land of plenty, now you can see it for yourself. Hard work yielded a living rain, abided your ancient prayers. But in this new place, hard work can yield these luxuries, if you have the nerve to pull away from your enslaver. English helps. Relatives in some far-off town help even more. So good luck in your American dream. Welcome, as they say, to the machine. Fish window number 6, written at Hollands. Not moon pies and a blue RC, instead a purple LSD. I look for streaking gerbils in the snow, find green Sprite cans scattered 2, 3, 4. Below a turning Z-car one demises. I come escaping truth for one more fling. Find long hairs frozen, broken off by sweat. I come like Gala Dali's mind in blue. A breasticle of liquid propped by crutch, expecting snow like flakes to pound again. A Douglas wiggles windy under insulated rain. A Scottish botanist traveled overseas, in search of fur, not nether fur, you see. I search for feelings in a desert brain. Douglas never had to search so far. Eagle Pond Farm. It's where Donald Hall lives. October in New Hampshire means colored leaves for kicking. Donald kicks a few heading into town for cheese. He notices that the antique dealer once again announced the coming of winter by changing his sign. It now reads, driveways plowed, reasonable rates. The type of de-evolution Donald appreciates. Standard time ensures contrast, as autumn's last bonfire. A simple way of life is free to walk around. Eagle Pond Farm. October in New Hampshire means colored leaves for kicking. Donald kicks a few heading into town for cheese. He notices that the antique dealer once again announced the coming of winter by changing his sign. It now reads, driveways plowed, reasonable rates. The type of de-evolution Donald appreciates. Eagle Pond Farm, where Donald Hall lives. October in New Hampshire means colored leaves for kicking. Donald kicks a few heading into town for cheese. He notices that the antique dealer once again announced the coming of winter by changing his sign. It now reads, driveways plowed, reasonable rates. The type of de-evolution Donald appreciates. Standard time ensures contrast, as autumn's last bonfire sends a leaf-shaped spark into the air. A simple way of life is free to walk around without inspection, so Donald does. He checks out of nature's general store with Gouda and New York sharp cheddar tucked away. He climbs up the knoll, then down the driveway to the farm. He kicks a pine cone to the safety of the woods. He exhales steam that quickly disappears. He can almost see ice forming on the pond.